Hello. Okay, today I want to talk about my time in Australia. I have just left Australia and arrived here. I'm talking to you today from Guatemala in Central America. But before this, before just over 24 hours ago, I was in Sydney, Australia for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks and a day, but let's say 3 weeks. And I'm adjusting my seating. And my time there was marvelous. My time there was amazing. And so I just want to reflect on kind of like my initial thoughts. I want to share my thoughts as myself. I'm a solo traveler, solo black female traveler, but I have to say my entire time in Australia, I was with friends, I was with family, I was with people. So I was not doing this solo. I was solo for maybe a week in my 3 weeks time. And that's only because, and my people were still in the city. It's just, it was a working week. So actually it was more like 5 days. It was like Monday to Friday while everyone was busy and I had a place to myself. But every other moment of the time there, I was with people. So this was a little bit different from the rest of my sabbatical travel so far. And so, yeah, I want to reflect on Sydney, my impressions of it, things that I picked up, my experience as me. I can only speak as me, and I want to make another video about the things that I've learned in Sydney, the things that went right. It is quite noisy. I don't know if there's some celebration. This is probably not the best time to record this video, but I'll keep going. I'm sorry if my camera is picking the drumming in the distance. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna make another video, I was saying, on things that I learned, things that went well, because I found that Australia really opened parts of myself, like, to me. This is the reason I travel. I travel very much for selfish reasons. Sometimes I travel to volunteer, to work, to attend a wedding. Like, there's different reasons to travel, but mostly I travel because I want to discover, I want to see another part of the world that I haven't seen. And I always find, almost always, if not always, find that I find myself by being in these places. I learn more about myself, I become more of myself. And it absolutely happened in Australia. And yeah, things got real, because like I really came to discover myself. But that will be another video. I was trying to put it all in this video, and now I've realized that that's probably not ideal. So I will do another video about the lessons that I actually learned. This one will just be about my experience, things that you should know, yeah, things that you should know, and in case you're thinking about going to Australia, just tips, tricks, my impressions, etc. That's what today's video is going to be about. Okay, I'm going to be looking at my cell phone every now and then, right here, just because I've made some notes just as a roadmap for this conversations, because I want to make sure I cover what I want to say in this video, so it's going to help. Okay. So the very first thing I would say about Australia that I quickly came to find, is that, I don't know about you, let's start here. I don't know about you, but my experience or my impression of Australia before actually going there to see it in person was that something was gonna kill me. If it wasn't a spider, it would be a kangaroo with muscles. If it wasn't a kangaroo with muscles, it would be a snake, or it just seemed like a very dangerous place. And until I went. Now I have to say, I was only in the city. I was in Sydney, which is a big city, as well as I took the ferry to Manly. So the Sydney area, I would say, is where I was the whole of the trip. I could have gone to other places, but honestly, I didn't feel like it. It didn't just feel like the right time. And I don't like to force things. I like to slow travel. I like to be in a place and immerse myself and be all there. So I was happy to be in Sydney. So I found that in the city, in Sydney, there's no, like, I never really saw a spider. I think I saw a very, very small spider one day when I went with my friend to the Blue Mountains. It was small, it had red legs, so maybe it was actually dangerous, but that's the only scary thing I saw. I didn't see any snakes, I didn't see spiders, because we're in the city. If I went to the outback, is that what they call it? Yeah, the outback, I think. Then things would have gotten real. I also didn't see like kangaroos out and about or koalas. I had to go to a museum for that. But I found that Australia has so many unique animals, so many unique wildlife, which was so cool to see. So many animals that I don't actually think I'd seen in person. Definitely I hadn't seen a kangaroo, I hadn't seen a koala in person, emus, dingoes. I had seen pigeons before. I saw pigeons in Peru, but I saw not pigeons. That's hilarious. Penguins. Pigeons are freaking everywhere. I'm sorry. Penguins. I had already seen penguins in Peru, but I also saw penguins in Australia. The penguins I saw in Australia were swimming in water. They were the cutest thing. You would think my Airbnb is on the main road. It's like in a very secluded area, but once I turn on the camera, people want to pass by and ride their motorcycles. Anyway, okay, this is live, no edits. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about penguins, not pigeons. And then they have cockatoos. They have lots of beautiful birds, but the one you'll see almost as often as you'll see a pigeon, or what are those other ones that eat your food? No, stork? Are they storks? The ones that eat, I guess, storks? Anyway, almost as often as you would see those, you would see a cockatoo. It will be a white cockatoo with a yellow crest. Pretty common. They had birds on birds on birds. My gosh, they had just so much wildlife that I hadn't experienced. They also had palm trees, which is so cool, and so that just attests to their weather. Anywhere I go and I see a palm tree, that's something about me. I love a palm tree. I just feel like I'm in a tropical place. I feel happy to be there. And so Sydney and Australia, Sydney mainly, Australia had a lot of palm trees, and so that was just beautiful to see. So yeah, I think that's the first observation. Everything that I was scared of going to Australia for, you don't actually encounter them in the cities. So yeah, go to Australia. Those the news and the things that we see on TV is just what the news does. It always looks for the worst and the most sensational things and puts it in our face to scare us. It's always fear-mongering, clickbait. It has to be scary, what happened, but it's just it's a city. Well, it's not just a city, but it's a city, and it's a beautiful city. Another thing about Australia is it is an island. It is an island, it is a country, it is a continent, and so because it's an island, the amount of beaches that are in Australia, my god, beaches are every corner. Beautiful beaches. It is crazy. It's crazy. It makes me a little jealous of like not living in a place with that many beaches. It was just a delight. If you love to swim, one of my hobbies in Australia actually became just watching surfers towards the evening time. There's a time in the evening I found that they will all come out either on Bondi Beach, the famous Bondi Beach, world famous, or on Cronulla Beach. I happened to get the opportunity to actually stay in Cronulla because my friend has a place there. So I got to stay in Cronulla as well as another neighborhood in the suburbs. But it was amazing to watch the surfers just go, swim on their board, go catch a wave, come back, do it again, do it again. That became a hobby of mine. So just the beaches, the amount of them, the variety of them, it was I think the last time I saw, well, actually I've seen lots of beaches like that, but I was thinking about like my time in Canary Islands and in Koh Chang, really anytime I'm on an island, but the beaches were beautiful in Australia. So yeah. Okay, a few more random things. Oh, I want to say I've noticed, this is a very, very random thing. Again, I'm just sharing my observations. I saw the brand I can't speak, Mitsubishi, my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, but I'm not restarting. Mitsubishi, that's the car brand. Because I grew up, my parents, was it my dad or my mom, one of my parents had that brand of car. I'm not gonna keep trying to say it. And so I just noticed that there were a lot of Mitsubishi. They are an Asian company. There is this Australasia thing that's definitely big there. It is a word. I didn't just make that up, but in addition to seeing things like Mitsubishi I believe is a Japanese brand, car brand. So I saw lots of the cars. I also saw like hand dryers where that same brand, Mitsubishi brand. I just saw that logo a lot, and it's because I grew up with one of my parents having that car. That's probably why my eye was catching it. So back to the Australasia thing, you would find in Australia, it's just so easy to find great Asian food. Like all the Asian countries. I just explored Southeast Asia for 3.5 months. So Malaysian food, Indonesian food, Singaporean food, Thai food, Vietnamese food. Like you will find great Asian food so easily in Australia. You will find great skincare products, K-beauty products, skincare products from Asia. Lots of stores that carry them. Search for a store like called W Cosmetics. Another one that was called Ippondo, I think it was just called Ippondo. Maybe it had 2 names. I'll put it in the comments if it has 2 names, but Ippondo was the first name. Like I was able to find my K-beauty products very easily. I also was able to find like Canadian brand stuff and US brand stuff easily. Like Summer Fridays is a Canadian brand that I enjoy using. I was able to find it. I haven't found it anywhere in the world, and I've been looking, not even in Europe, not even in France, but I found it there and I bought it happily. I was able to find things like Drunk Elephant, but it's very accessible to buy. Oh yeah, Australasia, they have some kind of alliance. It is also very, very close to Asia. So being in Australia, yes, the proximity, you'll be able to see it in the things that are available there. It's pretty cool. Also for me, it was very easy to go from Southeast Asia for 3.5 months to Australia. It just felt seamless because I could still eat the kind of food I wanted to find, etc. as needed. So that was just an interesting observation. Another thing I noticed is I think it might just have been the neighborhood that I stayed in, but they had brick houses. Like the whole neighborhood felt like a brick house neighborhood. I had to ask my friend's parents that I was staying with, like, is there a law that you all have to build your houses in brick? What's going on? And they hadn't noticed it before, and I think it's just their climate. They can build with brick there, and In Canada, where I'm from, not as much. They also, it was just that neighborhood in the CBD, that's the Central Business District. That's pretty much in the downtown, or in the city, or in the downtown area. The houses looked more contemporary, but it was just that neighborhood. Crazy observation, but lots of the houses there were brick houses. If not all the houses there were brick houses. In Australia, they also love their outdoor malls. Like, we have outdoor malls in North America, but in Australia, it's a thing. It's a big thing. Even the way they display their signs, both as you walk on the street, you will see it, and you also see it to the side. Like, it's built to have a mall outside. I was thinking why we don't have a lot of that. We have street malls, I think, or street malls, which are just like a few stores that are not really that cute, and it's not like stores like an outdoor mall. It was, someone said like Europe, but there's something different about it. You have to see it. Like the outdoor malls in Australia, there's something a little unique. It doesn't feel like Europe, it feels unique. And I know they're able to do that because of their weather. They don't have as much cold as we do in Canada, for example, where we have to move our malls indoors. They also have awesome indoor malls. Awesome. Oh my god, the food they have, especially the Asian food, great food. Not at the Southeast Asian prices at all. At least double the Southeast Asian prices, so I'm not promising you anything on price, but great food. Back to the food. Okay, maybe I'm hungry. It is almost my dinner time. Okay, another thing is just the words that they use. They call, there's a hummingbird. It's yellow and black. Okay. What was I about to talk about? Well, I was about to talk about words that they use. I've spoken English all my life, but the Aussie accent is the way they draw their words. Sometimes I don't hear them. Sometimes they talk too fast and I have to like ask for them to please say it again, or sometimes they make announcements on the train, for example, and I didn't hear like half the announcements, honestly. Like when they speak fast, it's English, but my ears can't follow, which is weird because I understand American English, UK English, or England English, but yeah, the Aussie English was not that easy for my ears. So anyway, they have words for different things, as you know, but a few of them was just like a forest. They will call a forest a bush. So they'll say going for a bushwalk, which I thought was very, very funny. I think we called it bush in Nigeria as well. Oh, the hummingbird is just dancing around, so cute. Next time, okay. Chaos. Oh, also like for slippers, what we would call flip-flops in Canada, they called it tongs, and back in Nigeria we called it bathroom slippers. So I don't know, just little words like that that they had. I can't really think of more, but they had so much more. Like almost everything had a different word, words that you've heard before, but you just have to be sure, like you have to, it just takes you aback, like, oh, okay, that's what they call this. Lots of that was happening. I want to talk a little bit about getting around, because this is like more practical information and might help someone going to Australia. Sydney is where I experienced for the most part. Sydney is a very, very big city. It's very, very spread out, and so getting around is not that easy. Sometimes I was thankful I didn't live in Sydney, if I'm being honest. I left the wrong battery in my camera, and now it's blinking that it wants to be changed, and I'm mad at myself. I'll keep going. So my battery is gonna die soon, but I wanted to say it's a very, very spread out city, high cost of living, and so I want to say using the train is really, really like helpful in Sydney. They have this system called Opal, or if you don't get the system, you can just use your credit card to tap on to get on the train and then to tap off to get out of the train. Make sure you tap on and off. I have seen officials come to check if you paid about 3 times in my 3 weeks. So they check. If you don't tap off, I didn't know to tap off the first time I got on the train, and so I was charged for the maximum amount of that route. How it works is you pay by distance, and so tap on, tap off, your life will be easy. On the weekend, the rates are even lower than during the week, so it's pretty seamless using it. That said, for getting around, depending on where you're staying, don't just use Google Maps. There's another app called TripView. The free version is called TripView Lite. Use that because Google Maps is just not accurate with the buses and the trains. You will suffer if you only have Google Maps. Get Google Maps, have your Google Maps, get Trip Lite. Also download an app, it's kind of like Uber. It's called Didi, D-I-D-I. Download Didi as well. What Didi does is it's a little cheaper than Uber. That's what all the locals say. I downloaded it, it was negligible, the difference, but maybe it's just the routes that I was going. So get Didi and get that app. I also wanted to just mention, like, there's not a lot of people that look like me in Australia. If you look like me, there's that. Of course, there's people that look like me, like my friend, for example, my friend from high school that I was, one of the friends that I had there, but not a lot. So there's that. Take that for whatever you will. It feels a lot like Canada, but the people are not as nice and friendly as in Canada. There's also that. So those are some of my observations. I think I'm actually just gonna wrap the video up here. If there's any other questions you have about me being in Sydney or in Australia for 3 whole weeks, leave them in the comments for me and let me know if you have been to Australia in the comments. Just say you've been or you've not been in the comments below. Again, I will come with another video about what I learned there because that was the biggest thing for me. And I will see you in my next video, most likely tomorrow. Bye.